Yo, once again, it's on. Back at you one more again, Real Kens TV in the House Light Kitchen Sinks. Hopefully, you like the video. Feel free to comment, definitely share, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Hit that post notification so anytime I bring you this action, this heat, guess what? You're amongst the first to receive. Now, with no further ado, let's get into this afternoon's video, if you will. Sunday afternoon, it's approximately 2:40 p.m. The great Commonwealth state of Kentucky. Watching my NFL games, listening to them on the radio. I work the morning shift, so I just got off about 40 minutes ago. Anxiously waiting for my Dallas Cowboys to come on. And hopefully, we can have a better performance and a better bounce back game. And get back on the right track, if you will. Listening to these games, it took me back. Oftentimes I never really plan my stories ahead. They just come to me some days, and it took me back as I listened to all of these games and I tracked the games, and because I'm in 3 fantasy football leagues, high stakes fantasy football leagues. And, I like to drop a wager or two on the game, every once in a while. Kentucky, they just now got the license for legalized sports, betting. So, every once in a while I drop nothing significant, nothing, that's going to cripple me. You see what I'm saying? But, just to add to the, the monotony, if you will, and the fun of NFL Football Sunday. It's an event for me. On Sundays, it's an event for me. So it took me back, and I got to thinking about being locked up is a terrible thing, and it's never, ever, 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 I don't know if I can say ever enough, fun being incarcerated. But there are days that are easier to get by. And one of the better days when I was incarcerated was Football Sunday. There's nothing like it, especially if you're in a facility to where you can, buy your own television, because you can just lay there, watch the games. You may go in the TV room and, kick it with other people watching the games, but when they too loud or they get on your nerves, or you just want to go to your own little section, you go to your bed area, put your headphones on and watch the games. And you could do it all day long. The cooler guard's on. Working on the weekends, rather. Everybody's typically cool. It's laid back. The majority of the staff is not even there. So the weekends in prison, especially on Sundays, some people prefer Saturdays. College football is too, but it's cool as well. But I'm a NFL guy. Pause. So again, it took me back. One of the biggest money makers in prison is running tickets. Running parlay tickets. Major in prison. Major. Now, for you all that are not familiar with gambling and parlay tickets, basically what that means is you have a person and you call him the ticket man. He's going to put out certain tickets. Now, what these certain tickets consist of is you may have, they're called parlays. So you may have a 3-team parlay in which you have to pick 3 teams. They all have to win and cover the spread. Well, it's going to pay you, in prison, maybe 5-1 odds. On the streets, it's 6-1 odds. But in prison, it may pay you 4 or 5-1 odds. Not exactly sure. It's been a while. Or you can pick 4 teams. It's going to pay you 8-1. But on the streets, it pays you 10-1. You can pick 5 teams. You see what I'm saying? So the more teams that you pick, the better it's going to pay you. But at the same time, it's a lot more difficult to hit. Heck, it's hard to hit 1 team, to be honest. So to pick 5 teams, 6 teams, it's going to pay you a significant amount. So typically the ticket man, he's living well in prison. Not only is his locker full, and what other method of storing, like they give you these everybody has a locker in prison, and then you get like a little gray tote box in which you can put a combination lock on it. So you can keep a lot of items and food in those boxes as well. But typically what happens with a ticket, man, they have so much, so many items, so much commissary, that they have to get other people to store that commissary in their locker. So I may go to somebody that doesn't really get a lot of money, if any money coming in, and I say, hey, let me store my items in your locker. I give you, $10 a week. $10 a week is a lot when you don't have any money coming in. That allows you to get your perhaps you like to drink coffee, get you a case of noodles, just things like that to keep the shakes off of you when you're starving and you smell all that good barbecue chicken and, Jack Mac and, chicken tenders and burgers that they frying on the grill. And, it's 7, 8 o'clock. You're not going to eat again until 5 o'clock in the morning. And that food is going to be crap in the chow hall. So, that's part of the hustle. Prison, penitentiary. Yeah, you can keep stuff in my locker, $10, $15 a week. So, typically the ticket man has so many items, he can't keep all of that on him. And the reason being, for you all that don't know, is because in prison, technically, when a CO comes and shakes you down, which means he's going to sit you in a chair, he's going to put your hands behind your back, cuff you, sit you down in a chair, and you watch him go through your items, go through your locker, go through your property. Technically, you're supposed to have a receipt for everything that you have. Now, if you got a cool guard, he's not looking for any receipts. But you got some jerks, man, as I always, speak of. You have some real jerks in prison. They want to see a receipt for every little thing because they're looking to write you up. So I remember one particular time, I had like 5 stamps, and I didn't have the receipts for them. She tried to write me up. This officer tried to write me up over 5 stamps that I didn't have a receipt for. So you have some overzealous jerks in there. That's why I don't particularly care for them too much. But nevertheless, that's a different story for a different date. They'll come and shake you down. So you don't want to have too much on you. You don't want to make it look like you're clearly running tickets or you're clearly running a store. Because the store man a lot of times is a ticket man just as well. So you want to borrow a honey bun, I need 2 back. You want to borrow 2 honey buns, I need 3 back. You want to borrow 3 sodas, I need 5 back. You see what I'm saying? Anything you want, the store man has for you, but it comes with a tax, just like out here in the real world, on the streets. Well, you have so much. You may have $1,000 worth of commissary, probably more than that. You can't keep all of that on you, so you got to have your stuff spaced out, 4 or 5 different people, and you're paying them. See, in prison, there's no money. There's no money. Yeah, there are cases where there's money, but I'm saying the big money transactions take place outside of prison, with Cash App. And it used to be, before Cash App, it used to be Green Dot cards. But now you have Cash App. So if someone wants to buy something, a cell phone or whatever you happen to be selling, I need $300 for that. Okay, well, cool, man. I'm going to tell my people, call your people, send them the money. You call your people, it's confirmed. You don't say anything over the phone. It's just more of you all have, different codes, whoever you're speaking of. They let you know that the 300's on the Cash App, Zelle, whatever that they're using, and you give that person, whatever they're seeking from you, to say the least. So, we've established what a ticket man and a store man is all the same. And so, this particular time I never will forget, man. It was one ticket man. And he was very obnoxious. He was very, very obnoxious. And, from time to time, you may pay somebody out $10, $15, $20, $30. That's nothing. That's nothing because all the money that you're bringing in. And you have runners. So you have your runners, basically what they do is you pay them to write the tickets up. You actually write them down on paper. So you pay them a certain amount of money to do so. So let's just say you want to bet a 6-team parlay ticket. Well, you'll have a person that he writes all the games down, the times, who they're playing, and what the spreads are. You hand those tickets out. You get the ticket. You want to bet 6 teams. You circle the 6 teams that you like and however much money you want to bet. You want to bet $1, you want to bet $2, you want to bet $3, $5, whatever you want to bet. The runner takes the merchandise, brings it back to the ticket man, or he may hold the merchandise, but he's going to bring the tickets back to the ticket man, so the ticket man knows everything's organized. He knows exactly who bet, if they win, how much he owes out. So it's a very, very organized situation. There's one particular man, ticket man rather, he was very, very arrogant. He was busting everybody up. Everybody. Now, back in the day when they sold cigarettes, it was carton of cigarettes. That was the biggest, easiest thing to bet with, carton of cigarettes. Because if you have a pack of cigarettes, guess what? There's money on the yard. That's money. There's no green money. There's no cigarettes. That's money. So you want something? Yeah, man, give me 5 packs. Give me 10 packs. Well, each pack of cigarettes, they were like the Wave cigarettes. I want to say, I don't remember them having like Newports or anything like that. So, it may have been, each pack may be worth $2.50 back then. This was years ago. So a pack of cigarettes is $2.50. So when you go get your laundry done, you may pay your laundry man 2 packs a month to make sure that your clothes are washed, bleached, folded, well taken care of. Or anytime you go get your hair cut, you may pay your barber a pack or 2 packs or whatever he charges. Commerce, everything, commissary is money. But you don't want to be bringing a big bag of burgers or chips or, it's something easy, stamps. Unless you all live in the same dorm, in the same unit, that's a lot easier. But a lot of times people playing the tickets, they live in totally different dorms. So it's a dangerous situation because the CO on the yard, he'll stop you and pat you down. And if he catches you with tuna or whatever you're transporting, they're going to take it. So now the wrong ticket man, now, if you got a cool ticket man, he's going to be cool. But some ticket man, hey, man, you owe that. You got caught with it. I need my merch. That depends on, who the individual is. And everybody can't be a ticket man because people will run over you. They'll rob you. They'll take advantage of you. So the average, just anybody can't be a ticket man. Particular dude that I'm speaking of, it was on a Saturday. And he had been bragging about all the money that he has and all the money that he's been taking from people. Dudes loaded up on him. This is back when they had cigarettes now. They loaded up. They bet like it was something crazy. 100 cartons, 50 cartons. It was something like that. I know it's a significant difference between 50 and 100, but it was a lot of cartons of cigarettes. A lot. So they bet on the parlay tickets or whatever. Dude came out all the time. He always walked the yard. He was a credible dude, formidable. Far from a chump. Their ticket hit. The dudes that bet that, because they all went in. So they bet all these cartons of cigarettes and it hit. The ticket man owed like way more than what he had. Just imagine, they bet a minimum of 50 cartons of cigarettes. A carton of cigarettes back then was, I don't even remember how many cigarettes come in a carton. Is it 10? I want to say 10, 12, somewhere, 15, somewhere right around in there. That means that each carton was worth roughly, $25, $30. Now, my figures are off because it's been a long time, so I don't, remember specifically, but you all get the gist of what I'm saying. So let's just say each carton was $30. These dudes bet like 50 cartons, and they hit. Now, when they hit, the ticket that they played, it paid like, I want to say 4 or 5 to 1 odds. So you all do the math. That means that they had 250 cartons of cigarettes coming back to them, or merchandise. It doesn't have to all be cigarettes. It could just be canteen. Whatever it is, it totaled, a certain amount of money. So let's just say it was 250 cartons of cigarettes and each carton is worth $30 in prison. You see what I'm saying? That's $750. And again, my numbers could be off. I'm just throwing that out there. This was years ago. Nobody hears from the ticket man. They know where the ticket man's at. He's in the dorm. But when it's time to pay out, like at the end of Sunday night, he doesn't come out. Monday, he doesn't come out. Tuesday, he still ain't came out. Not leaving the dorm. See, when you have money in prison, you don't even have to leave the dorm, really, because you don't have to go to the chow hall. You can eat out of your locker. Anything you want to eat. They have microwaves. Now they have grills where you can fry your burgers and your onions and your peppers and your chicken strips and whatever. They have grills at this point. Back then they didn't. They have hot pots. So a hot pot is just a pot you boil your water in. Well, you can actually cook in a hot pot. You take your chicken, your banquet chicken that they used to sell. You had to, excuse me, you take your banquet chicken, you put it like in a Doritos bag or a potato chip bag. You make sure that it's sealed, with the rubber band or something like that. It's sealed tightly. You drop it down in that water that's boiling, and it warms up your banquet chicken. It cooks it, essentially frying it in water. Tastes great. So you never have to really leave the dorm if you have money. So these guys, they calling for him, hey, tell dude to come on up out of that dorm, man. Dude owes his money, man. Tell him, get him on out there. Dude ain't coming out. Next thing I know, at this point is Wednesday. This transaction or these occurrences, if you will, happened on Sunday. He owed the money by the end of Sunday night. It's Wednesday at this point. 3 of them. We riding. Forget that. We riding. 3 of them got together. Went in dude's dorm. It was an open dorm. Open dorm means he wasn't in his own individual cell. He was just in he had a cubicle area in which he shared that area with another individual. They went up in the dorm. Where's our money at, bro? Oh, man, my people gonna send it to me, man. I got hit pretty bad, man. My people gonna send it to me. They wasn't hearing none of that. Took off on him. 3 of them. Now, that's a big dude. This dude was probably, I want to say about 6'4", 260. He was a big dude. Big dude. Well-respected dude. Took off on him. 3 of them. One dude had a lock and a sock. Hit him upside the head a couple times. They wasn't trying to kill him or nothing. But, they knew that they couldn't go in there with just, they had to be prepared. They had to have something. Like I said, this is a big dude, man. Size don't always mean anything, but still, 6'4", 260 is 6'4", 260 in the penitentiary. Man, they took a look at him. They took a look at him, man. They worked with him. Pushed his noodle all the way backwards, man. If y'all don't split his wig. I try not to say split, wig splitting on this channel. So I say you get your noodle pushed all the way backwards. So they pushed his noodle all the way backwards. Now, they wasn't really trying to, this was one of those cases to where, because you get killed over some stuff like that. But he was a credible ticket man, so he always paid. People always knew that his word was good. But they were just upset the fact that he ain't came out in 3 days, and, they calling for him, and he ain't came out the door. So, they go in, they bust him up a little bit. Nothing too crazy. They do bust him up. They take some of the items that he does have. And he was still fighting. Dude didn't go out like no chump or whatever, but, with 3 dudes on you and they got weapons or whatever, and they didn't take much. I think they just grabbed a couple things on the way out. And fortunately for this dude, everything worked out. He was waiting on a money order to hit from the streets. Because back then, that's what you use. You use money orders. And he was waiting on his money orders to come in. His money orders hit. He took care of everybody. Surprisingly, everything was cool. Him and the dudes, they was cool. He understood. He didn't like the fact that they ran in on him like that, but he understood that was just part of the game. He continued to run tickets. He continued to make money after that. I think he kind of tightened his security up after that. You know what I'm saying? He tightened his security up. Don't let nobody just run in on me like that. He didn't even know they was coming, but he should have expected it. He should have expected it. see what I'm saying? So running tickets in prison is a very dangerous situation. It's a message in every video that I upload. First of all, stay out of prison. Then you won't have to worry about anything like that. If you are in prison, you happen to find yourself in prison, don't run tickets, because it's dangerous, man. People want their money. When they win, they want their money. Same way you want your money when you win. And if they don't get their money, they're going to go through any measures to get their money. And luckily, dude was cool, and the people that he owed, it ain't like he owed, some people, some real killers. Because, man, they'll kill you over it. Man, they'll kill you in prison over a couple of dollars, 50 cents. $2 or $3, let alone 50 cartons, not 50 packs, 50 cartons of cigarettes. Then you will die. You will get stabbed up. They will go upside your head with locks and socks and the cans of chili. Back then they had the cans of chili. Now they got the pouches. They just put them in the pouches. But back then they had the big thick cans of chili. You put in a sock, man, somebody gonna wear you out. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, man. Be out here with your family. Don't put yourself in a mix like that. Especially, if you end up going to prison, man, that's a way to extend your stay. Gambling, if you want to play you a ticket every once in a while and you win, you hit for $5, $10, people don't mind paying that out. Ain't no big deal. It helps to kill a day. Sweating tickets. That's what you call them. I'm sweating, man. I'm sweating my teams in. But sweating can get real dangerous in prison, man. Real Kens TV. Hopefully you liked the video. It was informative to you. Feel free to comment. Definitely share. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Hit that post notification. Hit that post notification if you will. And anytime I bring you this action, this heat, guess what? You're amongst the first to receive it. Just now to the point to where I got my monetization alert. So we will be monetized whenever they decide to approve it. Thanks to you all. I definitely appreciate it. I've had my channel about 6 months at this point. So they say typically it takes about a year to get monetized. The great Jay Williams. Shout out to great Jay Williams. I always watch his channel. And he was talking about how, when he initially started, it took him about a year to get monetized. So I'm at the 6-month mark, and not saying that I'm better than anyone. I'm just simply saying there's other features that YouTube offers now that they didn't offer when he first got started, 3 or 4 years ago. So, I will be monetized here pretty soon, and I just like to thank everybody for tuning in, watching my videos. I just want to continue to grow. I definitely want to continue to grow, and I can't grow without you all. Share my videos if you don't mind. Tell people, Real Kens TV 859, and we just gonna see how far we can take this thing while remaining genuine and keeping our integrity in check. We won't do no hating on this channel. We won't do no talking bad, speaking down on people. None of that. Everything is positivity. The stories I give you is not bragging. What's the brag about? Going to prison? Nothing to brag about. I just tell people stories so that hopefully it reaches someone that may be in a situation where they're doing wrong or thinking about doing wrong. I just let them know it's not worth it. It's better to struggle out here because you're going to struggle in there 10 times, 100 times worse. But nevertheless, let me get back to my games. It's 3:04 at this point. And I have to go back to work, which I'm not looking forward to that. But hey, you don't hustle, you don't eat. You see what I'm saying? So I got to go back to work here in about an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes. And, I have the, it's my radio. It's my radio for y'all can see. So that's what I do. That's what I do all day long. When I'm at work, I just listen to all the NFL games. I'm fortunate enough to be able to listen to all the games, XM radio, and just gonna keep it moving, man. I might bring you another video later on, man, after my Cowboys hopefully get back on track. Real Kens TV.